I'm coming to you from the Hero pit where they're getting ready for the half stage that happens on the rest day, and I'm going to quickly run you through what happened. So on the first day, that's day 0 of the Dakar, there was not much that happened apart from the fact that there was a ceremonial start. But the stage 1 was a steady start for everybody. They went from Lima to Pisco. It's 553 kilometers, of which 342 were competitive. Nothing to report there, steady progress, everybody was happy, settling in. And that stage was all in the dunes, but primarily basically to set up the start order for stage 2, which is where the things got really complicated. Now stage 2, Hero did a steady progress. This is the stage where Santosh had a clutch issue, rode through it, ended the stage quite well. Girod also had an issue with his fueling, did manage to make it to the refueling, and of course after that he continued. This was a 552 kilometer stage, 342 competitive, all dunes between Pisco and San Marcona. But the stage everybody will talk about for a while was the third stage, which was from Marcona to Arequipa, and they had everything that usually is associated with the Dakar thrown at them. They had dunes, they had rocks, they had fesh, they had fog. The leaders got lost, the order was completely shuffled. There were Hero guys doing a steady job of it. Mena, that's his bike over there, knew that the conditions were difficult, that the navigation was tricky, and kept it together. CS, multiple falls on that day, and I think that day is the day when he chose a wrong pair of goggles between the dust and the fog. That didn't help him at all. It was a lot of work, but to his credit, soldiered through it all. Girod also had trouble in the dust and also pointed out there was one waypoint that troubled everybody. A good day, I think, overall for Hero, despite very, very difficult conditions. And then came stage 4. That was the marathon. Now, in the marathon, what happens at the Dakar is you start out, you end up at a bivouac or a camp where there is no assistance for you. So you cannot get tires on that day. So if you break a rim or have a problem with a tire, that's the end of your Dakar. You get only support from other competitors. So if your friends help you out, you're good. But if you need help, outside of that, you need parts, etc., you're completely on your own. Arequipa to Mogequa is not easy terrain. There's fesh in there, which is this really soft powder, and the problem with that is it hides the stuff that is underneath. So basically the bike cuts through the powder, but you can't really tell what's underneath it. Mena, as usual, strategic, calm, knew when to push, knew when to back off. Girod had trouble in the dust, but again rode a fast rhythm, actually gained a couple of places. CSS, his plan was to ensure that he ended the marathon stage without any trouble at all. Did that, lost a couple of places, but all good because all 3 bikes came into the bivouac, no problems at all, no issues to report. Stage 5 was the big brutal stage, and there was a loop in the middle of the navigation that caught many people out. CS, this is the stage he crashed on, doesn't really know what actually happened. He woke up and people were around him and he was airlifted out. We now know that he's in the hospital, big injury to his lower back and hip, but nothing is broken. Neurologically, all the scans are clear. So he will be on his way home and starting to prepare for the 2020 Dakar. Mena also had a huge crash, does not remember any of it. They've been monitoring him through the night for concussion. No harm done as far as I can tell. And in fact, we were somewhere around the 300 kilometer mark. He crashed at 286. So obviously he passed us in that state of mind. There was no way to tell that this was going on because he was riding as smoothly and as calmly as ever. Full credit to him for doing this. Girod also crashed, injured his shoulder, but he also did finish this dangerous stage. And surprised, Girod actually made up a couple of places. So there's still a lot of the Dakar to go. There's still a lot of strategic thinking going into what happens next. But we wish the Hero MotoSports rally team all the best, and fingers crossed that the results will be even better than last year.